بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Brothers and sisters, our praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for providing us the opportunity to be here in this house. As we conclude this month of Ramadan, one of the things that we have to look into our actions, and we have to look into our deeds and a'mal that we have performed throughout the whole month. If it was a question that was given to us, that if it was your last day in your life, what will be your action? So there was a scholar from the Tabi'een. Someone came to him and asked him this question, that if it was the last day of your life, how would you spend this last day of your life? And literally speaking, a believer should spend every single day of his life as if he is in his last day. Because tomorrow is no guarantee for anyone. And there are many people who anticipate to live for many years, but they can't make it. As we learn from the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ, the uncertainty of this world's life, that how uncertain a person's life is in this world. Abdullah bin Umar radiyallahu anhu describes it, إِذَا أَصْبَحْتَ فَلَا تَنْتَظِرِ الْمَسَاءِ. When you wake up in the morning, don't expect to live till the evening. وَإِذَا أَمْسَيْتَ فَلَا تَنْتَظِرِ الصَّبَاحِ. And when you get to the evening, don't expect to live till the next morning. وَخُذْ مِنْ صِحَّتِكَ لِمَرَضِكَ وَمِنْ حَيَاتِكَ لِمَوْتِكَ. And take provision through your healthy life, so that when you get sick and when you get old, a person can take benefit from. In this world, a person tries to do investments. He's trying to look into different avenues and ventures, that when I get retired, how can I live a comfortable life? But reality is that retirement, if we're going to get to it or not, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. The reality is, if you are able to maintain your good action through your healthy life, then when you get old or when you get sick and you're not able to do what you were supposed to, or you were able to do, Allah still gives you the reward of it, and that continues for you. And that's going to make a benefit for a person when he leaves from this world. So the scholar was asked the question that if you were to given this chance, that you have only one day to live, and how would you spend that one day? He replied that I will not spend any way different than how I spend every single day of my life. Why? Because every single day of my life is the last day of my life. And that's the question that you and I need to ask, because as we are in this last day of the month of Ramadan, the 30th fast, the rest assured that next day will not be Ramadan at all. And at the time of Maghrib today, the month of Ramadan will end. So the moment that you're passing right now, you'll have to wait for another year for that moment to come back into your life. Every second that is moving away from our life, for us to come back to it, we have to wait another year. Every good action that we perform, every fard that we perform until Maghrib today, to come back to that fard to get the same reward, a person needs to wait for another year. Every optional action that we're going to perform until Maghrib today, to come back to this optional action, we'll have to wait for another year. So this is a question for me and for everyone else, that if this is the last day of your life, how would you spend it? What will be your action? What will be your action item that you will put in front, trying to maintain this day so that it becomes a remarkable day of your life? And that's the moment, that's the situation that we all need to think of as we spend this last day of the month of Ramadan, that how can I maximize the benefit through this day? So when the Maghrib happens, I become amongst the fortunate people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted all good deeds, accepted the fasting and qiyam. Allah has given forgiveness and rahmah and deliverance from the fire of hell. And we ask Allah to make us amongst those fortunate people. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to dawn this month of Ramadan for us with His pleasure. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from us all of our good deeds that we have performed. And any shortcomings that we have done throughout this month of Ramadan, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us all. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this day as a means of our salvation and protection in this dunya as well as in the hereafter. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakum Allahu khairan. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.